everyone today's webinar session. Today we will organize a session and Dr. Aminul Islam with us, and he's a renowned professor. And Daffodil International University is actually organizing this whole seminar. And today's seminar is actually based on crowdfunding, as you already informed, and already we have shared our information to the social media and across the world. So we are expecting a big crowd today, and we have our professor MD Aminul Islam, and he is currently working as a professor in the School of Business Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Universiti Malaysia, Perlis. He received his bachelor degree from International Islamic University Malaysia, MB and Doctor of Philosophy from University Sains Malaysia. He also completed an advanced diploma in teaching in higher education from the Nottingham Trent University. And he's also a visiting professor at University in Daffodil International University at MBA program. I would like to welcome Sir to continue your presentation today.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Brother Siddiqur Rahman, Assistant Professor of Faculty of Business and Entrepreneurship of Daffodil International University, who is actually the one who organized this event tonight. And then we have also Brother Ibrahim, who will be helping us on technical matters. So he's also an Assistant Professor of International Islamic University, Chittagong, Bangladesh. All right, Brother Siddiq, Brother Ibrahim, and those of you are with me now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and very good evening. As we have participants from many other countries also. So for those of you who are joining in the morning, good morning, good afternoon. And of course, those of us in Malaysia would be good evening, right? Okay, today's topic is a very special one, very important one. And I would like to appreciate and acknowledge the efforts made by the Faculty of Business and Entrepreneurship of Daffodil International University. And surely, I strongly believe that those of you who are participating in this event will be benefiting a lot. We have been talking about fourth industrial revolution. We do have a lot of disruptive technologies, and those technologies are bringing a lot of changes in our personal life, in our industrial life, social life, and all that. Most of us, we have been used to getting online, right? We do online banking, we do online shopping, we do everything now online. The world has becoming cashless. And before that, we used to have touch and go. Now we have now screen and go, right? we use the barcode and we just go through, right? And then even we have situation now, even my city in Malaysia now, whereby the clinic sends the medicine to my house. And even once I said, I need to bring my wife, but she is not really very sure whether she can come in the clinic. And then the doctor said, no problem, Prof. What do? You just bring your wife in the car and I will go out from the clinic and check her while she's sitting in the car. So that's the kind of world that we are living now with COVID and definitely the advanced technology that we have. All right, so today's one, I'm going to share with you a very special topic that is not really included in many business school syllabus. And I always feel that the students are being disadvantaged of not having those very important topics in the syllabus. Okay, so those important topics for business students are definitely one is crowdfunding, fintech, blockchain, Internet of Things, cloud computing, and many other areas which should be incorporated in the syllabus for the business students. All right, so I definitely congratulate the Daffodil International University Faculty of Business and Entrepreneurship for taking initiative of organizing this webinar on a very specific and very special topic on crowdfunding. Okay, give me a minute. Let me show my screen. The screen can be seen. All right. Okay, so the topic that I have chosen is crowdfunding and introduction. It's student because I know most of you would be hearing about crowdfunding for the first time. Okay, so that's why I put crowdfunding and introduction. Okay, and definitely I would like to introduce from the beginning The program is being live streamed using the platform for research and development, the YouTube channel. Those of you who have not subscribed the channel, you should be doing it now, right? You can see the subscribe button just beneath the video. You can just click there and subscribe the channel. Once you go to the channel, you will see I have already uploaded about 35 videos on research methods. So those of you who are doing degree, masters, or PhD, you will be definitely benefited a lot from this YouTube channel. Well, this is a question that I ask always to my MBA students as well as degree students in the classroom. I will ask them, what do you need to start up a new business, all right? So to start a new business, what do we need? That's the basically question. And most of the time, the most popular answer given by the students would be money. And when I show a bit dissatisfaction for not getting the full answer, I will ask them, what do you need more than that? You know, beside money, what do you need? So then another group of students will tell me capital. So basically comes back to the same, right? Money and capital. Then when I stress on it again that I'm not really happy with the answer, so they will give me another answer saying that we need assets to start up a business. And then when I ask for more, then some students will say we need family support to start up a business. And when I drill again, some will say we need education, some will say we need experience. Of course, these answers are not wrong. To start up a new business, we need these elements definitely. But what is most important is basically a new business idea or ideas, okay? A business starts with an idea. There are many people in the society, they have a lot of money, but they do not involve in business, all right? In finance, we said, if the money does not bring money, then the person is stupid. So money should bring money. Okay, so, but we see a lot of people having money, but those monies are not bringing money. So meaning something is wrong there, all right? And now even we are saying that with the advancement of technology, while you are sleeping at night, you should be still earning money, okay? So business actually does not start with money, it starts with new business idea. So when you have new business idea and you prepare a business plan, and then you go to see people and tell them this is the business idea I have, and those people have money, they might be lending the money to you. Even if you submit that proposal to a bank, the bank could be interested to support your business, all right? So it is not about money, capital asset, that comes first. It is all about the new business idea. That should be coming first, all right? Let me show you some figure. This is definitely, you know, Steve Jobs. Was he a rich man? He wasn't. His family migrated from Egypt to US. And even his father and mother could not really support him for schooling. And then he was adopted by a family in US. And the rest is the history, you know, right? So he was not a rich man. When he started the Apple, he did not start with his own money. Was he a rich man? Bill Gates? He was not. He was a school dropout. Many students will say we need education, experience, all that, but he started his business at the age of 12, being a coder, okay? So when he's become 22, he became a millionaire. And when he become 31, he become a billionaire. So for him also, it was not about money. He has an excellent business idea, all right? Was he a rich man? Warren Buffett? He was not. And even the little money he has, I listened to his video interview once. He said he invested for the first time when he was 11. And now he said, I was wasting my time or my life up until then. Meaning he's trying to say it was too late for him to start investing when he was 11. All right. So this person has become sometimes second richest man or third richest man in the world or fourth richest man in the world, but he was not a rich man. Okay, so when he started the business, it's all about having ideas. Was he a rich man? Professor Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel laureate from Bangladesh, he was not. He was just an ordinary lecturer at Chittagong University, right? And then he came up with the idea of microcredit projects. And then it popularized in the whole world. And he is, you know, the history now. This is someone from Malaysia everybody respects. Tan Sri Syed Mukhtar al-Bukhari. Was he a rich man? He was not, right? When I went to his university, Al-Bukhari International University, I was told that he was dropout, and when he completed the diploma, first time he got a job, the first month's salary was only 450 ringgit. And he gave it to his mother. The mom, this is for you, you know. And the mother said, son, take this money, go to the orphanage house nearby and give the money there. He said, mommy, you work so hard for me. You know, first month's salary, I want to give it to you. He said, no, take it, give it to the orphanage house. And those of you who are Malaysian, you know who he is now, all right? So he was not a rich man. So when he started business, he was not a rich man. Was he a rich man? Tan Sri Boon Siu, right? He was not. Those of you know his life history. He was not a rich man, right? He started as a mechanic and he became one of the richest men in Malaysia. And those of you are joining me from Daffodil International University, the owner of the university, Dr. Sabur Khan, was he a rich man when he began his career? So I leave this question with you. You may want to see him and ask him how did he start his career as an entrepreneur. And now I was told that he pays 70 million taka monthly salary to his university staff. Okay, so you have to go and ask him, were you a very rich man when you started your entrepreneurial initiative? He was not a rich man. Okay, so that's how you have to look at it. If these people were doing the same thing that we have been doing, like me, we could have been just working and earning money for the family, and we could not have given the benefits to the society. But those few people I have shown you has created jobs for millions of people, has helped millions of people worldwide. Okay, and that's where I want you to think about. At this age is the right time for you to start thinking whether would I be employed under someone, or I'm going to be the boss of myself and I'm going to employ people in my organizations or companies. Okay, now that's where I will start. Basically, crowdfunding, the idea of crowdfunding is a practice of funding a project or venture by raising many small amounts of money from a large number of people, and typically via internet. Okay, that's very important. Many of us, we think crowdfunding can be done in any way without internet and all that, but to have a protected, investment, you have to have regularized platform, which comes under legal support and some standard regulation, so that when the money is drawn, it can be traced back. Okay, so the basic idea of crowdfunding is basically we take money from many people, so everybody join hands with a small amount of money, and then we take that money and start up a project. So that is basically the crowdfunding, a small amount coming from many people, and that become a big amount, and we start up a projects. But again, for you and me at this moment, when you talk about crowdfunding, we have to remember that money which is drawn by using internet, that will be called as crowdfunding. So I am eliminating one of the misunderstanding that many of us we have, that we can draw money in any way and it's crowdfunding. Officially, it is not. It has to be in a regulatory framework, right? Under a regulatory framework to draw the money for a project. Now, this is how it is, right? Everybody gives a small amount and comes in, it become bigger. So that's how it is. The money coming from everyone is small contribution, and it become a big amount to support the projects that you talk about. As I go through, I hope, inshallah, you will understand the topic very well. So is crowdfunding something new? That's a question I want to ask you. Is the crowdfunding something new? It is not. In my home, I used to see when I was very young, my mother used to save one handful of rice when she used to put rice in the rice cooker. So that handful of rice, every time she cook rice, she will keep it in a pot separately. And after 1 week, the imam or Bilal of a mosque will come and collect it. So they will collect from every house. With that rice, they accumulate, they will sell, the money comes from that proceeds. used to be the salary for Imam and Belal for the mosque in the village area. So that is crowdfunding, you know. So it is not something new. We have seen that a poor man is not able to support the marriage ceremony of his daughter, and he extends his hand to people, and many people contribute small amounts to him, and then he support the wedding ceremony of his daughter. That is also crowdfunding. All right. Sometime in our family, the youngest one is pursuing education and he doesn't have any fund, and we see the father is contributing, mother is contributing, eldest brother, sister contributing, and that money is being accumulated to support his study. That is also crowdfunding. Right. Now, we do have in our countries, right? Many countries, when you have big celebration, we do also collect fund from people. We extend hand to people, and people just generously contribute their fund in a small fund for the success of the projects or event. And then we see the money is collected, and then the event is done. So that is also crowdfunding. Okay. When we are in the school at Form 3 or 4 or 5, in the school activities also, sometimes with friends we used to get together, we collect money and then we go for a picnic. There's also crowdfunding, you know. You get money from friends together, or you are getting also some support from parents and others, accumulating that money and going for a picnic. It's also crowdfunding. So that kind of crowdfunding idea was there. It is not something new. What is new is we have internet now, and we have a regulatory framework. With the legal framework, we collect the money to make sure the money is not misappropriated or misused. Okay, so it is not something new. Let me give you some example. This is in UK. Many UK big buildings or sculptures that you see are built using public subscription. Okay, and in then there was a famous case in America in 1885 when the Statue of Liberty was built. Then there was a funding crisis, and then the new governor refused to give funds to complete the projects. So what happened? The whole world, you know, it was coming through the knowledge of it, and the committee has extended for help, and donation started coming from all over the world, starting from 50 cents until up to $250. Okay, and there were 160,000 people donated from US. All right, so it started with 100,000, and finally about roughly 2 million in total in that time, 1985. Was raised, and the Statue of Liberty was completed. All right, so that was the birth of crowdfunding in American politics. Okay, so people are helping to build the Statue of Liberty. I think many of you we do not know about it. So in UK it is there. US also, being long time, it is there. Now let us look at some bookish definition of crowdfunding. So crowdfunding, we say, refers to financial contributions from online investors. Be careful and be attentive to this. Basically, it has to be online. Crowdfunding refers to financial contributions from online investors, sponsors, or donors to fund non-profit or for-profit initiatives or enterprises. So crowdfunding is an approach to raise capital for new projects or businesses by soliciting contributions from a large number of stakeholders, following 3 types of crowdfunding modeling. So the 3 types are basically, number 1, it could be donation, could be philanthropy or sponsorship, where there is no expected financial return. So this is something non-financial, and this is very common almost in every country. People donate. When we have a projects to run and we are short of money, people will donate to it, right? And they do not expect anything from there. When you organize big events, then we look for sponsorship. We will see many industry, even organizations will come in. Some individual will come in and sponsor to the projects without expecting any return. That is the first kind of crowdfunding that we have. But this is basically through internet. We are talking about within a legal framework. The second one is, we call it lending, person to person. All right. So this one is basically, you are considering a debt. You are contributing the money for an initiative or for a business with the intention of getting interest in mind. Okay, so you'll be getting certain fixed amount of interest every month or every year. So this is the second kind of crowdfunding we see. And the third kind, which is basically investment in exchange of for equity, profit, or revenue sharing. So third one, when we'd like to start a business, then we ask, we do a drive to raise money through crowdfunding, and then anybody who contributes, he'll be given the profit or revenue as per the amount he has contributed for establishment of this initiative or the business. All right. This is another definition. We said basically crowdfunding describes collective cooperation, attention, trust of people who network and pool their money and other sources together, usually via internet, to support efforts initiated by other people and organizations, right? So this is a definition from US on the law and legal definition, and it is in the available in the Wikipedia. So crowdfunding is basically, we are saying it is a collective cooperation and trust of people who network and pool their money together, okay, to support a project, and it has to be via internet. Why it has to be via internet, I'm going to explain it more detail afterwards, okay. Now this is another definition given. We say the crowdfunding enables people to invest and contribute monetarily in various denominations to project their wish to support, okay. So it is normally done via online tool or platform, okay. So I'm going to introduce few platforms to you which are very popular and being adopted by people around the world. Now these are the basically four kind of crowdfunding we look at comprehensively. We divide into two. One is investment model, other one is non-investment model. So investment model is for profit and non-investment model is not for profit projects, okay. So investment model we divide into two. Basically it will be debt based, which is lending, and the other one is equity based, so it's vertically sharing, right, sharing profit and losses. And debt based would be expecting a fixed amount of interest every month or every year. Non-investment models we divide into two. One is reward based crowdfunding, the other one is donation based crowdfunding, okay. If it is donation based crowdfunding, then it is just a donation. It is not for profit, but yet no expectation at all, zero expectation, okay. But reward based crowdfunding, even though it is not for profit, but still there will be some expectation of getting some kind of tangible or intangible rewards, okay. So I'm going to explain this more again, okay. Now this is another way of showing it for you to understand. We say for equity based, for financial return, sale of registered security by mostly early years firm for investors. So a firm which will sell the shares to public, all right, at the initial stage, early stage of the business, that's equity based. So the people who contributes will be shared, will be a part of the company. Therefore, the profits or the earnings will be shared with them based on the investment they made. The other one for profit, we call it lending based for financial return. So it is a debt based transaction between individuals. So it is not really secured. We say mostly unsecured personal loan. So you are lending person to person lending, all right. So you are expecting some kind of interest, or you are expecting the money to be given back after some time. Reward base is non-monetary. Donors have an expectation that recipients will provide a tangible but not financial. All right. What happens, sometime we do help people, and then we expect something at the end, some kind of reward given to you. So it is like we do, support our kids always. And when the mother birthday comes in, sometimes you see the kids will accumulate the fund, and they buy a big cake for her or something for her. It is a reward, right? Because she has been contributing to their lives, and this is some kind of reward that the kids is giving her. Okay, this is also one kind of crowdfunding, right? In a literal sense. The donation base is definitely, as we said, that you have no expectation, no obligation, no expectation, and all that. So you are just donating it. There are many projects in the world we see now being run. In my place back home, one of my classmates, he's running a very good project. What he does, he goes out at night on the street at the rail station and bus station. So he has his group of people. They will cook food and they will walk around those areas, and whoever is there having no food until now, at night they will just feed them. Okay, so there are a lot of people are donating money to his initiative. So a kind of thing that you have seen when there was a problem with Rohingya, right? They were migrating from Myanmar to Bangladesh for obvious reason, There were people who were migrating from Syria to Turkey and many other cases like that. Many people, they will donate, all right? So it's crowdfunding. You raise fund and then you help them, okay? Malaysia has been participating very actively with those migration issues. A lot of people will contribute through crowdfunding, right? So you accumulate the fund and then they'll make sure this money are given to the people who are needed at that time, okay? So that is donation based. So this is another slide that I put it again for your understanding. So we are saying basically it is for charities to support people when there is a disaster, so you give as a relief, and sometimes even we pay medical bills, for people. I know there are people who comes to Singapore for treatment, with very complicated disease, and after sometimes they expire and their family couldn't support to pay the bill. So when they cannot pay the bill, they cannot take the dead body from the hospital, So, and then we see that many people will start donating, accumulating the fund to send the dead body to the house. Okay, so that is basically donation-based crowdfunding. All right. This is an example of the platform available, which I put a lot of emphasis on this, okay, for you for today's talk. For reward-based crowdfunding, there is a platform, we call it Kickstarter, okay. So it involves individual contribution, comparatively small amounts of money to projects in return for some kind of reward. So if you are thinking of raising fund for this kind, then Kickstarter, the platform, is available for you, okay. And then we have one more platform, we call it GoFundMe. This platform is available for you basically to help you to raise money on donation-based crowdfunding. If you have a disaster in your country and you feel like you would like to help them, but you don't have really money, so you can prepare a project telling them the rationalization, justifying why you'd like to raise the fund, and you can approach the GoFundMe platform. So you register there, they will run the campaign for you and they will raise the fund for you, okay? And then when it comes to peer-to-peer lending, even there is another platform, we call it Lending Club. I'm going to have more discussion on this, Lending Club. You can register yourself there and you have your proposal ready on the projects, and you can ask them to drive a campaign for you. They will, and then you can raise that fund from there. So there are many kinds of platforms available. So it's not like you are going and asking people to donate you through the Facebook. It's not. That is not crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is something regulated, within a legal framework. So you have a platform that helps you to raise the money. You are not going to raise it. The platform will raise for you. All right, the platform will raise for you. So what you need to do if you want to raise, I will have more discussion on it afterwards. This slide even give you more comprehensive view of 5 types of crowdfunding, right? Earlier I have shown you 4 types, but here you see one more, right? One is reward-based crowdfunding. Then we have equity crowdfunding, person-to-person crowdfunding, right? So that's basically debt or lending. We have donation crowdfunding, and we have one more category we can see now, we call it royalty crowdfunding. So basically whoever contributes to the projects, it has to be a business, right? An investment initiative, entrepreneurial initiative. He will be given percentage of profit, okay? So that's what we call royalty, royalty. So this is definitely different from equity crowdfunding, because equity crowdfunding is dependent on the board of director decisions, but here the royalty could be depending on the projects you have earlier, and then later people join So the royalty has to be paid on certain percentage. Now, which one is the most popular crowdfunding in the world? Okay, so based on the data that we see, 71% crowdfunding so far done in the world is based on reward-based. So reward-based crowdfunding seems to be the most popular one till now. Okay, reward-based. Okay, and then followed by donation-based, 14%, followed by lending-based, 12%, and equity-based is very small, only 3%. But research finding shows that the equity-based, the one is now progressing first, growing too first, because people are short of fund from many sources due to COVID and many other reasons. It started from 2008, when we have global financial crisis, people started looking to alternative source of finance. That's where crowdfunding has become very popular. So even equity-based crowdfunding is getting very popular nowadays. All right. This slide is, I think, one of the most important slides for tonight's talk. If you are thinking of running a campaign to raise money using the crowdfunding, that's the process follows, and you have to really understand it very well. The first stage, we call it pre-campaign or your preparation. Okay, so you have to define project's purpose and needs clearly. You review and learn from similar projects that is being done before. You have to choose the right platform, looking into the kind of projects that you have. You build a mailing list so that you can share your projects with people. Then you warm up the existing network. So meaning that you are going to start with, some kind of Facebook campaign, some press release and all that. So you start, blowing in the whistle that something is coming. Then you have to have investment in quality content, right? So you must have some quality content, developing the project proposals on that, so that people feel like they are investing for the right reason. Okay. Then build social media reach out plan. How are you going to meet or reach people using social media? That got to be start planning from the beginning. You have to build attractive rewards or returns or compensation schemes. So meaning that when you are planning already for a crowdfunding, you have to keep in mind, how are you going to reward or return to the investors? And you are thinking of how are you going to contribute to others. So these are the pre-campaign activities, pre-preparation that you have to do before you actually run the campaign. Okay. So in stage 2, we'll start the campaign. We call it execution. So when you go for execution, we provide constant update and information, which is very important. You choose a platform, you've given them the materials, the contents, and they started running or executing your campaign, then you have to make sure you keep constant updates and information, because people will be asking you a lot of questions, a lot of clarification, justification, and all kind of thing has to be there, right? So you have to reply quickly to comments, questions, and requests from the crowd. Then you have to activate network for contribution and social media and words of mouth reach out. So in your own network, you can have your Facebook page, you can have your own YouTube channel, some kind of social media where actually you can start talking to people and spreading that idea you have. You contact media, bloggers, experts, and influencers. So you can use some people who are very popular in the media. There are many bloggers who are very popular, okay? And there are many people who can influence people's mind. So you have to keep contacting with those kind of individuals and personalities who can use to drive, and gain money for you. And ensure dynamic process and developments during the execution. So you have the preparation pre-campaign, and then now you run the campaign. And that's not the end. After running the campaign, there are also, we call it post-campaign stage, or that's where we call it relationship building, okay? So you still continue to provide constant updates and information. You continue replying to comments, questions, requests from the crowd. You deliver on the campaign promises on time. In case of delays or problem, you have to report honestly and timely. Invest learning about new members in the network and reciprocate the contribution to others' campaigns, okay? So that makes it a full campaign, compare the campaign process for a crowdfunding. So you have pre-campaign stage, you have a campaign stage, you have a post, campaign stage. As I said earlier, this is the most important slide, the most significant, impactful slide for tonight's talk. This slide got to be really understood. If one of you listening to me would like to run a crowdfunding campaign, then this is how you should be preparing yourself to run a campaign. And a pre-campaign, end campaign, and then post-campaign. 3 steps or stages, interrelated, interconnected, to make sure you sustain with the project that you propose for a crowdfunding. Now, the challenge now is basically the mobile revolution. We are moving away from desktops and laptops, right? We do not really sit with always desktops and laptops. Even we check our internet, email, all in the smartphone. So smartphone is coming. So when the smartphone is there, it makes our life very difficult because anybody can log in at any time, can click at any time, and can put any comments at any time they want. Okay, but when using desktop and laptops, we do not really always sit with desktop or laptops. So when you only switch on the computer, we used to comment. We review, we comment, right? But now with mobile phone, things have become too easy for people. Okay, so you have to have very responsive web design. Okay, and for many screen sizes. So it cannot be only seen by computer, but also has to be in the mobile phone. And also mobile phone got different sizes, right? The smartphone, we have different sizes also. So do you have people who use the tabs? So there are many different kinds of instrument that we have now. Okay, so website must conform to both touch and non-touch screen, right? So there are many computer where is it touch screen, and we do also non-touch screen. So the changes are taking place and making it hard for platformer or the campaigner to raise the fund. Mobile, smartphone users are more eager to find content faster, right? That's how it is now. As must be functional, simple, and elegant. So the company website that you are going to design, or campaign website that you are going to design beside the platform, it must be very functional, simple, and elegant. And multi-platform usage would be more preferred. Okay. Now, the social one, actually the crowd comes from society. So we have to make sure the interaction and sharing is always there. Because when we communicate with someone, even if one of you posts something in the Facebook and close friend of yours doesn't put a like, then he will be unhappy, right? So that's what is happening now. So anything come from the customer when you are raising fund using crowdfunding, we got to be really interactive with the network that is there. Okay, and we have to distribute the information as soon as possible, right? So the news information that we have got to be transmitted immediately with the people. And then we do have some traditional also, right? Users and developers still keep one foot in the non-mobile world. So we are saying a site must also work on a traditional desktop mouse. So not only mobile, we do have also enable our platform or the site that we develop for specific crowdfunding, that should be also usable in the laptop or desktop, which is not touch screen, right? Okay, this is how it is. You can go to Google and you can look into the Crowd Navigator. Okay, you can try it after the session ends. You will see that Crowd Navigator is there, which will help you to find out even which platform would be more suitable for you. Okay, so they will do a matchmaking. So once you have a proposal, so that proposal could be based on donation base, could be based on reward base, could be based on lending base, could be based on royalty base, or could be based on equity base, right? There are 4 types of crowdfunding that you look at. So if you're not very sure which platform would be more suitable for the kind of projects you have, then you can go to Crowd Navigator. This navigator will do a matchmaking for you. They will find the right kind of platform for you, and they will facilitate, the process of doing the crowdfunding process there. Okay. Now, how does crowdfunding works? How does crowdfunding works? The basic principle is that you set a target sum to raise and a time frame within which to do it. So the first principle is start with how much you'd like to raise. and within how long time. So say, for example, you want to raise 1 million and within 3 months, or you want to raise 5 million within 6 months, or you want to raise 10 million within 3 months. So your target sum has to be there, confirmed, and how long, the time you can allow to raise that fund. So that one is very crucial. That's a very crucial for the platform you choose to raise the crowdfunding. Okay. Now, once you have the target amount fixed and you know the time frame that you have, then you can then place your project on a publicly available platform and encourage people to visit the page through active and plan outreach program using tools like social media and email. So you have a platform, right? A platform is there, and your web page is also active and there, so that people who are interested to contribute, they can go and visit your page and understand the kind of projects that we have, right? Earlier, I have shown you the 3 stages, the pre-campaign, the campaign, and then post-campaign. So we are talking about the pre-campaign, right, here now. So you have your targeted amount to be raised and the time frame, and then you have your own page, as well as you have a platform, right, available platform when people can get the information they want. Now, the basic intention is to appeal as many of these visitors as possible, right? Because you do not know how many of them actually going to contribute or fund your projects, okay? So you have to reach as many people as possible. And then from there, you will find that some people will start contributing, and from there, they will go on. I will show you a data that shows actually when your crowdfunding will pick up, okay? At the beginning, it may not be picking up, but after some time, it may start picking up. And then you collect the financial pledges made by the intention of reaching the target set. So you will start collecting data on who is pledging how much. You can follow the platform and see how many people have already made a pledge and how much they wanted to contribute to you, okay? Now, how big is the crowdfunding market now? In 2015, the crowdfunding raised about 34 billion worldwide. Can you imagine, 34 billion. And every 4 years is becoming double, okay? Every 4 years, meaning that in 2019, it was 68 billion. It's getting double, okay? So many crowdfunding campaigns are quite small, some, but some are very large. So most of the crowdfunding campaigns so far done in the world are actually small sum, but there are also few which actually look for big sum of money to be drawn. Now, the model of crowdfunding which raised the most money in the lending model is the lending model, where in UK in 2015 it total about 1.1 billion. Okay, 1.1 billion lending model, using lending model. So people are contributing with the expectation of getting fixed amount of interest at the end of the year. And then we are saying, expecting that this figure will continue to grow. So this is how big it could be. It is projected then in 2025, there will be 90 billion, okay, the size of crowdfunding market, 90 billion. So everybody contributes $1, $2, 5 ringgit, or 100 taka, 200 taka, all small money coming in, and then, or real or rupee, whatever. And then at the end of it, it become $90 billion. So that's the market that we are looking at. So as a business students, you have to understand where it is, what it is and how it is moving, so that you yourself may think starting of, planning something in mind, starting up in new projects or new business, using the crowdfunding, which is not difficult, right? As I started my talk today, a business is start with ideas. If you have an excellent idea, money is not a problem. Crowdfunding can be done, okay? So even if you have an idea, very good idea, you can approach your friends who are in the classroom. Would anyone would like to join me with this project? The project is a very good one. You will find some of your friends, your relatives, your schoolmates may be willing to join you, even without a platform. That could be a good crowdfunding. But again, there is no legal framework, then it is unsecured, right? So if it is want to be legally secured, then you have to follow a platform, and then you can raise fund for your business, all right? When to do crowdfunding? A business basically goes through 5 stages we know, right? Basically we know is introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. But World Bank has given the crowdfunding potential. They have given you the cup in different way. It start with idea, as I said, right? Your business start with idea, not with money. You start with ideas. So once the ideas are there, you look for donation crowdfunding, reward crowdfunding, right, or the kind of donation crowdfunding. And once we have that money, you develop a prototype. And when you see it is working, then we start up. Once you start up the business, that's where you need a lot of money. So what do you do? You might be going for equity-based crowdfunding, or you might be going for business lending crowdfunding. A lot of money can be raised because here, those people are contributing, can expect some kind of financial returns, okay? The first two steps at the initial inception or prototype stage, those people who are contributing to your idea or business, they are not going to get any money. It's a very early stage of crowdfunding. So this money may come from your parents, come from your relatives, come from very close friends, or may come from your lecturers and all that, okay? So donation crowdfunding. Myself, now I think if I see a student having a beautiful idea and want to start with, developing a prototype to start up a business, I don't mind contributing to the business to encourage the student that he should be going for business. It is a truth in the whole world, that somehow the students that we are teaching now, not many really are interested to become an entrepreneur, to start up a business. It's basically they think it's risky and I don't have money, I don't have experience, I shouldn't be going for it. But those people that I have shown you the pictures at the beginning of my talk, these all people were like you and me at the school days and university days. They did not have money, but they had beautiful ideas and they were never short of money. Okay, they have never been short of money. So come out with a beautiful idea, very good idea. Many universities I know, we do have a business plan projects. A student got to submit a business plan projects, at the end of the graduation. So some students' business plan, even my faculty, I see some students' proposals are excellent proposal. And I always hope that some of them will really go into it, venture into it, and start up a small business, So if you have a business idea, you can always look for reward or donation crowdfunding. Platforms are available for you. They will draw it from all wide. Okay, there are many people there. If your ideas are good, they will contribute. And then you develop a prototype, still people will be there for you on donation and crowdfunding. You got no obligation to pay back, okay? But we have to be very, here we got to be very sincere. We got to be very honest. We cannot be taking money from people and then I do something else. I show them a project and then later on I take the money and run away. There are many cases I know. I know even my country, there are people after graduation, they are known in the area, being a good student, being a good man, and they tell people, I have this project, he developed a project and he raised money, and after 1 year with that money, he got married, he bought car, and then no projects started there, and then he ran away from the area, and people always look for him. So we are not looking at that kind of people. We are not going to look at people who are corrupted in mind and in character. We are not looking for that kind of people. We are looking for a sincere person who would like to have some kind of business to be started. Okay, that kind of person that we are looking at. So those of you who are listening to me, I would be very, very excited if I see someone after 3 months or 6 months or 1 year down the road starting a business and asking me, Prof, would you like to contribute a bit for me to start up a business? And definitely, I'm very much willing to contribute for that. Okay, so take it and start thinking of an idea, and then I'm going to show you some platform. Those platforms will raise fund for you as long as you have a very good projects in mind, a very good business plan. People are there to lend you money. So once you start a business, you may need more money. Still, you may not want to go to the bank. You can still go for equity and business lending, crowdfunding, and platforms are also available for this. They will raise the fund for you. And once you have that, your company may grow, right? Many companies will grow bigger and bigger. That's why you need more money. Then you can even approach to angel investors. Rich people who has a lot of money and looking for good business ideas will be there to help you. And as you grow, at some point, you know that your business is going on the decline stage, then you might be needing money, someone to help you. That's where you will consider to have a venture capitalist. As we understand as a business student, Angel investors are investors who are very rich, filthy rich, got a lot of money, but do not have business ideas, looking for good business ideas. They give you money and they expect some returns from there. But venture capitalists could be individual, it could be a company, right? There are many larger MNCs now in the world, they do have venture capital division. They have a lot of money there left and they are looking for good projects. So those kind of company or individual who has a lot of money, they might be interested to see a good project is running and suddenly is going to a decline stage. They might come and they rescue you and then they might take it over later. All the venture capitalists, either individual or organization, the plan in mind for them always is to take over at some point, okay, the business. And then when you are towards the end of the business, you might be short of fund. Even the venture capitalists are not willing. They might withdraw the fund from you, so you might be looking for bank's help and all that, okay? So this is a very beautiful curve given by World Bank, all right? So you start with the reward and donation-based crowdfunding. So that answers the question, which crowdfunding should I use at the beginning, okay? So these are the two you'll be using. And as the business starts growing, the next question is, where do I find funds when my business is growing and really I need a lot of money? Then you should be going to equity and business lending crowdfunding, all right? And then as business grows on, you might be continuing to ask angel investors and continue to venture capitalists and so on, okay? Now, this is how it looks like, right? Source of crowdfunding. So again, you start with internal funds, right? And then you go for depth-based, then you go for equity-based, and that's a normal way of looking at it, right? So we start with reward-based crowdfunding, then you continue to P2P, person-to-person lending, then you continue to equity funding, and finally, we are looking for matching of programs, the projects that we have. Now, this is country-wise crowdfunding. If you look at, the UK is the country where crowdfunding is the most popular, okay, 65 million being drawn, followed by Ethiopia. I'm very surprised, Ethiopia, the crowdfunding is so popular, and then followed by Finland, Monaco, then Latvia, and then Netherlands, and all that. So it looks like crowdfunding is more popular among most of the developed countries rather than developing or underdeveloped countries. And this way also crowdfunding around the world, it shows the data, right? North America, Europe, Asia, and all that. This slide would be available in my YouTube channel. Based on this today's live streaming, you will have a video in my YouTube channel. You can just go to YouTube, click on right platform for research and development. You will get my YouTube channel. As well as you are now on live. You can see under the video, you have a column there, subscribe. You can just click subscribe there. Then this video will be available there for you. And then we'll also post these slides there for you. You can download the slide from there, okay? And later also we will share you a feedback form, which everyone must fill in. You must fill in the feedback form in order to get the e-certificate. We are going to give you an e-certificate, everyone who has been who are participating in this webinar. So we will show you on the screen the feedback form. Please make sure you fill in the feedback form. And if you cannot fill in during the session, we'll keep the feedback form even under this video for 2 hours after the session. So once the session ended, you can still go there and you click on the link and you fill in the form, okay? Then we will give you the e-certificate. Please don't forget doing that, those of you are participating now. Now, this is the Asian data that I have on crowdfunding. It's very interesting. China, it looks like so far they have raised up to 60 billion to 100 billion using crowdfunding. Okay, then India is 27.8 million, Philippines having 26 million, and Nepal, even a small country, so far raised 25.5 million by using crowdfunding. In Africa, even country like Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda, the crowdfunding seems to be getting popular also, right? So in Asia and Africa, the developing or underdeveloped countries, where crowdfunding also getting popular. The earlier side has shows most of the developed countries, even the underdeveloped or developing countries, are also using crowdfunding now. These are some very interesting facts and figures on crowdfunding. Okay, based on the Indiegogo, this is a platform. They said basically if you use video presentation, then you can even raise more than 100% compared to the text content that you develop. So if you are starting a campaign to raise fund using crowdfunding, make sure you have a very good video presentation, not a presentation using text, okay? And then campaign involving teams raise 70 times more than just one person. This is a very good lesson for us. Those of us are planning to do crowdfunding to start up projects. We cannot do alone. So if I do alone, the chances are very slim, okay? People will not trust you and give you the money. So when you have a strong team, when they see 7, 10 people or 20 people, a strong team, an organization structure of CEO, managing director and all that, then the chances are there that you will raise 70% more chances that you raise the fund that you want. The third interesting fact is that when you have problem in English language, it even decreases the chance of raising the fund by 13%, meaning that because the platform is in English, so when you prepare your documents, make sure it is properly written, okay? Properly written content, either in the video or any other website format also, it has to be very well written proposal, okay? Number 3, very interesting. Earlier I said, when do you see that you are really making it? So if you want to raise, say for example, 100 million, and people, those are crowd who are watching your video content and visiting your websites, they always follow how many people actually contributing. So when they see 30% being already contributed, then you will see a jump. Then many people will started contributing, okay? So they develop some kind of trust, confidence that this project is going to run. So once 30% is done, meaning if you want to raise 100 million, once 30 million is already contributed by many people, then the rest 70% would be very easy, okay? So it's the beginning, which is very important, very important. And the Kickstarter, the platform, they say 2/3 of women-led projects reach their funding compared to men. So this is another good lesson for us. If you are preparing a video presentation, video content, then you should be using a female model than a male model. I think that is one of the reasons why most of the campaign that around the world people run, they always use female model. Okay, so if you are running a campaign to raise fund using crowdfunding, then you should be using a female model based on the Kickstarter platform data available. Okay, so for me, I have summarized from you some takeaways from the earlier slide. So if you are planning for a campaign, you should use a video campaign rather than text campaign. That's number 1 takeaway. Number 2, you cannot start alone. There must be a strong team. You have to project that this project will be managed by experienced and educated, well-balanced team, so that people perceive that this project is going to be successful, and then only they will give you the money, okay? You have to ensure that the proposal is written in good English. So as I said here, I put it, proofreading is the key here. So if you are writing the proposal and your English is not really very good, then you should find somebody who will proofread your work and make sure that the content is really presentable and understandable by everyone. Please understand one very serious concern here. People who are going to contribute to you are not the people on the street, People who usually visit platforms because they want to contribute something. Doesn't matter on what form. It could be donation, could be royalty, could be lending, could be equity, But again, those people are going to visit website. They are people who understand English very well. So when they see your English content is not very good, they will feel like you are not capable, you are not skillful to run a project. So that one you have to keep in mind. Number 4 learning from the last previous slide is, first impression is the last impression, right? They said people wait and see. Once they see 30% is contributed, then they start jumping and contributing more and more. The rest 70% will be very soon given. So meaning that first impression is very important. First impression. So what makes the first impression is the video that you prepare. So it has to be very good content, very rich content that justifies, that rationalizes the kind of projects that you like to dive through. Okay, that the kind of initiative that you want to take in, it got to be very impressive, very justified and rational. Okay, so if you want to create an impact from the beginning, that there must be some coordinated effort, and the appeal got to be very justified. All right, and finally we said that you have to use a good model. So it looks like a female model works better for the campaign. Some of the Kickstarter data they have summarized. Those projects use a male model, and those projects use female model. It looks like those projects use female model are more successful than using a male model. It doesn't mean that you cannot use a male model. There are many very good male models are available in the world. Like we have Messi and Ronaldo. We have some cricket, figures there. We have some actors and actors also available, which are very popular. So you can use a very good-looking, very well-spoken, elegant male model to run the campaign for you, definitely. Okay. So these are the many platforms available for you and me, basically. If I want to run a project through crowdfunding, there are many there. You have Jekus, you have Crowdpath, you have Crowdfunder, right? You have Co-founder, you have Indiegogo, Kickstarter, you have many. Okay, Bash BNK and many other available for you. But later I'm going to show you, not all platforms are open for you. Certain platforms are close to their country only. It is not international. So I'm going to pick few very popular one. I'm going to and then describe them to you, explain them to you, how do they work. So choosing a platform, right? So we say that each will have their own process of setting up, but you will basically need to have username and password. So when you go to a platform, you will register yourself, and then you will give a username and password, and that's where you will get started. Okay. So I'm going to explain you the most popular US one, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and then US based one also, the Bash Bank and Space Hive. Space Hive. I'm going to explain or describe this four to you. This is Indiegogo, and he said that this platform, you can just go to Google and type Indiegogo platform for crowdfunding. It will be there for you. It's open to any kind of projects, anywhere in the world. So this is for you and me, for everyone. Is US based, but it is open for all. So what you need? A good business idea, good content. And you prepare a business plan, you prepare a video presentation, then you should be able to go there, Indiegogo. So they have a lot of tools and support to track your projects even. So that answers another question of what happens if the people take the money and run away. They can't. Once you are registered with Indiegogo, they will follow the projects. They will track your projects. Okay. And it offers the opportunity to keep money raised from campaigns that do not reach their goal. So in case if you are running the campaign and if you do not reach the goal, they'll keep the money data, they will give back to the contributors in case if you do not want to continue. Okay. Now they have two plans for you. The flexible one is 4% if you meet the goal, meaning that you want to raise 1 million and they manage to get 1 million, they will charge 4% from there. Okay. And 9% if you don't meet the target. And you will keep the money in either case. Okay. So if you want to raise 1 million and you raise all, they charge 4%. If you want to raise 1 million, but you raise about 800,000, they will charge you 9%. Okay. Now there's a fixed one. If you choose the fixed plan, then it will be 4% if you meet the goal. Okay. So no fees. So you are going on a fixed one. Okay. So it can be done. All right, so this is a platform which is available for every one of us, and the fees is not really high. And once you have a good business idea, good content, good video, with good model, we can actually go choose this platform and we can run it and raise the fund that we need. This is the Kickstarter, which is one of the biggest crowdfunding site, and so far it has raised, in 2011 itself it used 100 million, and then in 2012 used 200 million even. And this is also open in any kind of projects anywhere in the world, but the one who created the campaign and founder, he must have an US presence. He must be basically physically present in US. So this one actually not for you and me. So if you are a Malaysian, or if you are a Bangladeshi, then you have to be based in US. Then only you can use this one, Kickstarter, which is very popular, the most popular actually, the most popular platform. But this is basically for people who are US citizen or people around the world, but they live in US. For them, it is available. This is very popular and this is very actually helpful platform. And the charges are like 5%. It says charges a 5% fee from project funding total if it is successful. And they charge additional 3 to 5% for processing. Okay. So the tips is basically saying that set your project goal include this additional cost. So if you need $1 million to run a project, make sure you add up this one. Okay. You must have a markup of this amount. So you need 1 million. Then you have to mark up with this percentage, could be about 1 million and say 100,000. Okay, so you have to add on that additional amount for that. Okay, all fees are calculated automatically. The platform is built in a way it is very communicable one. It displays the project promoter dashboard as well as the costing tab. Okay, so your website will be directly connected with this platform. How much money is being drawn and who is paying how much, and then those are contributing, they can also see your projects. How are you doing? Okay, so all of your information from the website will be coming there. That's why we said it is a well-regulated legal platform. There's no reason for you to worry to contribute through these platforms. This is another one, GoFundMe, which is also quite popular and in US. And usual traffic is like 2 to 3 million per month. Okay, and it's free to sign up, 7.9% and 0.30 per donation, and so it comes about 9.225 total fee of non-profit projects. Okay, and they do fund a lot of projects, national news and events, accidents, emergencies, animals and pets, babies and kids, family, business, celebration, community competition, creative arts, and so on. There's so many categories available in this platform, which they will help you to raise fund for you. So even the weddings, you can see the last one I put, even the wedding ceremony. If you want some donations from people, you can just register yourself there, put your background and the thing they require in the platform, they will raise the fund for you. So when you run your wedding ceremony, then it will be connected to their platform and they can see you there. Okay. So they say there's no deadline unless you choose a deadline for you. Okay, so this is also available for you and me. As I said, that it's also available for wedding. I know some of you are just thinking, oh, maybe next time I should be registering in this platform to raise some fund for my wedding, right? All right. There's another one, is Space Hive. This is UK based. So he said the Space Hive founder described as an online funding platform for neighborhood improvement projects. Okay, so this is basically in England. Okay, and you need an approval to run it. So this may not be open for you. This may not be open for you and me. This is another one, the European based one. They name it as Ulul. European, but again international opening is there. Okay, the funding is basically on euros, but do support also other options. Okay, now is focus on projects that are for the betterment of the society. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. So say, for example, now with the COVID, if you see that your neighborhood, people are affected, a lot of people are losing jobs and having problems or supporting the family, then you can prepare a project to support those affected people. Then you should go for Ulul, right? You submit a proposal, they will run a campaign for you, they raise the fund that you will set the target and they will pass you the fund, and you have to show them how are you using the fund. So this is also another one which can be used by you and me, right? And this is another one, Crowdcube. This is based on United Kingdom. Okay, so this is basically for UK people. Basically for UK people. It's for smaller projects that run for 90 days, and it's for basically for donations. Okay, so if anybody would like to draw some money as donation to support certain activities or helping some people in the areas, then it should be Crowdcube. Okay. And this is the last one that I want to show you, 33 needs, 33 needs. This one is very different from other side, because this one is basically for equity crowdfunding. So this one, anybody contributes through this platform would expect that the profit or earnings will be shared to them. So equity crowdfunding. And this is open for all. Yourself, myself also can apply. So whoever contribute to our business will be given sharing of earnings that you do at the end of the year. So this platform, three needs, they will raise a fund for you and me. They will charge only 5% transaction fee. Okay. There are some pros and cons of each of the platforms. This slide I will not go through. I will leave it for your own reading. So what can I fundraise for? So you have seen it many, but I wanted to show you again. You can have a pilot projects, you can have capital projects, you can even buy equipments for the existing machine. You can still go for crowdfunding. You like to do some feasibility study for projects, you can go for crowdfunding. If you have any community event, that's where I think many of you could be interested also. You can use crowdfunding for festivals, right? We have our National Day, Independence Day. We have many occasions like that. If you want to organize certain big events with the community, you can choose the right platform and they will help you to raise the fund to support those activities. Now, why is crowdfunding growing? The crowdfunding is growing, I show you, right? Almost every 4 years it's getting double, right? So, because you are making a public call to fundraise from crowd, it's not a new idea, as I explained earlier, right? It has been there since 1990s, even long time before that, right? Crowdfunding has been there, but it was not well regulated. But it's getting popular because you want to have a legal framework. I know hundreds of people, not 100, I would say 100. I know dozens of people who have been cheated by people who has done the crowdfunding and raised the fund, and then they did not return anything and they just ran away with the project. So they just lost the money and reported that, I'm sorry, I have lost everything. But he may have used the fund for other reason, okay? But now, crowdfunding are very well regulated, okay? It's because, number one, technological development. So now we have low-cost interest and internet and communication tools. So you have the platform there. There is a fund for you, easily reachable to people, and then you pay them only 3 to 7% of money being drawn. Okay, so technological advancement actually paves the way for the growth of crowdfunding. And then the societal changes now, basically because of social media like Facebook. We have Twitter, we have now Telegram, we have so many, right? We have so many. Instagram. Those are the gatekeepers actually. Those are the gatekeepers. So, and we are all getting into it. Even our 4 or 5 years kid have Instagram account, right? Our kids going 15, 16 years already have account in Facebook, and even they are more active than us. Okay, so Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, those are getting very popular now. So those are also helping us, right? And also is due to technology advancement and having the mobile phone and all the tools with us, right? I see my son, who is only 3 years old, he can take my phone and he will show his uncle, this is my father YouTube channel, He is not even 3 years now. It's another 10 days, he's going to be 3 years. And yesterday he was showing to his uncle, he took my phone, I was showing him, you see my father YouTube channel. So he can click my handphone, he can go to, at the corner where the logo of my YouTube channel is there, he can click there and he open a video and give it to the uncle. Uncle, listen to my father. Okay. So that's what is happening because of technological advance and all that. Society has changed a lot. So those gatekeepers are available for us, and that making crowdfunding more popular. And the economic factors now. It was a case in 2007 and 8, right? We had global economic crisis. Before that, we have 1997 and 1998, the global economic crisis. So when we have a crisis, people started looking for alternative, sources rather than banks, and those traditional sources are available. Now, with COVID-19 again, the economy of every country is suffering, having trouble. Many industries are dying. So companies to survive are looking forward for alternative sources of finance. So crowdfunding even will grow faster, will become more popular. And I'm very sure now, those of you are listening to me, many of you started thinking,
I'm going to use it, for projects. I'm going to raise the fund. It's so easy. Why shouldn't I, right? Why shouldn't I? If I have a very good business idea, why shouldn't I use crowdfunding to raise fund and run a project? Why not? I may fail, but I can start, right? So we say as failure is the pillar of success. So those people that I have shown you at the beginning, the photos around the world who are the richest men at this moment, they were not rich people before. It's just about a business idea and they knew where to raise fund and how to run the business. They become rich men, okay? And at the same time, I think most of you have noticed it as you are university students mostly. The interest rate has fallen historically low level, right? In my country, I think 5 years before, interest rate was about 18%. And you know how much now in Bangladesh. And in Malaysia, interest rate has been like 3 to 4%. So when you have that kind of interest rate there, so definitely crowdfunding campaign offer some kind of better returns, better returns available on the street. Okay, let me look at, go through some of the benefits of crowdfunding, right? I think as I have presented so far, it should be very clear. Again, let me explain a bit. Through crowdfunding platform, your reach should be very high. If you are using appropriate platform, you are reaching the whole world within a day or a few days, okay? So the reach is very wide. Presentation. When you are creating a crowdfunding campaign, then you go through invaluable process of looking at your business from the top level, because you are preparing a very good content. You are preparing a website. And when you prepare a video presentation, people after listening to the video, they get interested, immediately they go to your website. So when you prepare your website, when you prepare the video content, you will really got to know your business very well, okay? So you will have very good understanding of what you are doing or what will you be doing, okay? You will also develop very good PR and marketing efforts, through the social media and all that, the media, the platform that you are going to use. So that will help you even after starting your operation, okay? So those teams are going to develop the drive to raise fund for you. These people will help you to drive the company to go further, okay? And then the validation of a concept. So when you are developing a business plan, remember we said it all starts with ideas, but not all ideas are good ideas. Ideas got to be screened, okay? So when you screen ideas and we find it relevant and useful, it become a concept, So when you are running a campaign in crowdfunding, you have an opportunity to see whether your ideas are very good. So we are validating the idea, we are validating the concept that you have developed. The next one is efficiency. That's what is one of the best things that online crowdfunding is, its ability to centralize and streamline your fundraising effort. So you will be, they will be building a single and comprehensive profile to which you can funnel, right? All your prospects and potential investors. So eliminate the need to pursue each of them individually. So your efficiency, if you are going person to person, as we traditionally do, but platform is going to reach everyone at the same time. So you are not going one-to-one, okay? And then when you are reaching one-to-one, you have to print materials and you have to print multiple copies of it and going to people and you are going to give it to them individually. But when you are using a platform, the platform is going to run the campaign, so you are not going to print anything. So it reduces the cost in fundraising, okay? That answered the question of, in case one of you may ask me, why should I pay 7% or 5% is costly? But actually it's not. When you do manually, it's become more costly because you're going to print a lot of things, you're going to write to people places, you're going to meet people, you're going to explain to people. It is more costly than giving 5 to 7% to the platform, okay? It is cheaper. They are going to do everything for you. What you are going to give them is the video presentation, the contents, and your own website. Okay, that's what you are doing when you are using a crowdfunding. What makes crowdfunding different from other funding? Okay, crowdfunding reaches widely by technology, right? So it reduces the size of funding for individual contributors that comes out, right? So it makes it easy for a wider group of people to support a business. Because the process of crowdfunding is very public one, so involves many people, it can and does. Therefore, you develop a powerful campaign tool that builds a very good network for you, to further your business. It validates your idea, it validates the concept, and it builds some kind of very good image for you even during the campaign of crowdfunding. So later, when you run the business, that image is going to be sustained and helpful for you. For some entrepreneurial projects, it has the advantage of accelerating the process of setting up a business, because you are now, online raising the fund. Parallelly, you will start like marketing, research, publicity, fundraising, all comes together, but traditionally it goes one by one. But when you are doing crowdfunding, because you are doing through a platform and online, so these all activities can run concurrently, simultaneously at the same time. Now, let me go through some advantages and disadvantages. The first advantage, definitely, it is an accessible project. It's open to all, can be carried out on your own terms. So you have every freedom to design it the way you want. So you put the terms and conditions, right? When you design the project, it's your team. And it's open to everyone. Anybody who like to contribute can contribute, and it's open to everyone in the world. It's not only from your area or from your country. It's not only from your religion or your, race. Is open to everyone. Anyone likes your projects will contribute. That's the first advantage. Second, definitely you are in control. The promotion and selling the projects is responsibility of your group, because you are the one who is developing the content, the video, the website, right? So everything in your control. Traditionally, if you are issuing shares, it's not in your control, Those of you who understand the process. To issue shares, you have to apply to Security Exchange Commission. Then Security Exchange Commission approves. Then you have to approach an investment bank. The bank will price the share and they will sell for you, right? So it is not under your control. Okay, so here you are in absolute control of running the campaign and raising the fund for you. Okay, it can be much more than money, because you are attracting a lot of people getting loyal to your company. It's not only money. Okay, it's not only money. It's about the heart, that get connected on the process. So you are developing some kind of feeling of ownership, the ownership kind of thing is coming. So they're giving you the money and they're thinking this is my project. They will not think this is your project, because they're contributing and they'll think this is my project. Okay, this is the third advantage. What money it does bring can be different from traditional investment, because we said fund raised through crowdfunding are unrestricted and can be used in all elements of your projects. Okay, if you are drawing in a traditional investment method, the money may not be available for every aspect. For example, like even a prototype development, screening of ideas and all that, where the crowdfunding is available. Traditional investment in those steps of projects, stages of projects, the money may not be available from traditional one, but crowdfunding, it is available for all stages of a product or projects. It is very quick. It can be raised within 2-3 months as you want, as quickly as you want. As long as you have a very good video presentation, you have your own website, very good content being developed, and you choose the right and very good platform, then it can be raised very soon, very fast. But you know that if you are applying to a bank, it's not like automatic, it takes time. It can be rejected, you have to apply again, and all that happens. If you are issuing shares using Security Exchange Commission, you know how long it takes. But this one could be very short time and guaranteed. And then also you produce some kind of a very valuable asset. We call it as crowd asset. I'm very sure as a finance accounting student, that could be the first time you are hearing about the term. There's a new asset, we call it crowd asset, because people who are contributing to your projects, they are contributing because they have heart in your projects. They like your projects. That's why they are contributing to your projects. So this crowd become an asset for you. So your company image would be built, by their words of mouth and other way of spreading the good news about your company. Some disadvantages also there from crowdfunding, which I must explain also. All right, so we know in everything, in every projects, everything that we run, there are some advantages and disadvantages definitely there. Okay, as individual, not every one of us are perfect, right? We do have some good things and some bad things. It's very common. Okay, so crowdfunding, as I have been explaining, as a very good sources of funding, but yet it does have few disadvantages also. Okay, so we say it may not be, sorry, the grammatical mistake there, it may not be easy for certain projects. Okay, so to be a success takes a long time and effort to carry out continued promotion of your campaign. For certain projects, it may not be very suitable. It may not be very suitable. You may have to run a longer campaign to raise the fund. Many campaigns are unsuccessful. Data is available. There are many one are unsuccessful, and the platform that you choose, they will never guarantee you the success. They will work with you. They'll prepare the things. They work with you. They build things along with you. But if they fail to raise the fund, they fail. They don't take the responsibility. So if the campaign is unsuccessful, it is your responsibility. But when you are issuing shares, you know, through Security Exchange Commission, an investment bank, when they take the responsibility, they take the full responsibility. If they fail, it's the bank who takes the responsibility, okay, not the company. And then it is a very public process, so you must be prepared to be very open and honest, because once you are registered with a crowdfunding platform, your every stages of, you know, every activity should be highlighted in the crowdfunding website. You have to provide all the information. You have to provide. So now you are open to public. So when you are raising fund from the public, you're open to public. So you are got to be very honest and very open. I know a case in my country. One of my relatives contributed to a very good, you know, company run by crowdfunding, and he told me the man who is the CEO is a very good man, and he trusted him. He has given money, and after, you know, after 2-3 years until now, she says she has not got anything. And whenever she tried to ask the men, where is my project? I would like to go and visit. Okay, I'll take you sometime. I'll take you sometime. Never been taken. So those are the traditional crowdfunding, which are unsecured. I am talking about a secured crowdfunding method, following a platform. The platform will ensure that your money is protected. Okay, so that is very important thing that you have to take it. Okay. Does crowdfunding produce sales? The answer is yes. Okay, across all the crowdfunding method. So usually quarterly increase of sales is there, increase right about 24%. Okay, and equity base about of 341% increase. It's because, you know, because you are running a campaign, so a lot of people, thousands of hundreds of thousands of people will get to know your product and company. So you already run an advertising and marketing campaign, you know, when you are raising fund to crowdfunding. Okay, number 2. If somebody asks you a question, does crowdfunding create jobs? The answer is yes, it does. May not be very large number, but based on the data we have, 39% of respondents, you know, those use platforms, they hired an average of 2.2 new people after crowdfunding, percentage of, you know. An additional 48% reported intent to use crowdfunding proceeds to create additional jobs. So when crowdfunding is being used to run a project, the evidence is there that it creates new jobs for people. Does crowdfunding deter follow-on investment? No. As I have shown you the stages and the curve, it does not, right? What crowdfunding is completed, you can proceed to business angels and traditional venture capitalists, or even you can go to the bank, institutional investors. There's no problem at all. So it is not true that if you use crowdfunding, you cannot use the other sources of finance. You can, right? Every project, even if you issue shares, you can still issue bond. You can still borrow money from the bank. It is similar concepts. It's similar concepts. What is the ROI of crowdfunding investment? In case you are going for equity crowdfunding, so it says every hour an investment, every hour invested in a crowd campaign return about 813 on average. So you are talking about collection of money every hour for a crowdfunding campaign. So the amount is being drawn every hour is as low as 813 US dollar. So you can calculate from there how much you draw per day, right? And how much could be per month, right? Now, What is next? So the reflection is what's next. There will be a shift of platform management from idealistic activists to professional entrepreneurs. Usually what happens is until now, the crowdfunding initiatives are mostly used, as I have shown you earlier, reward-based, reward-based. So more unlike idealistic people. So you want to support some people, some activities, so you are using crowdfunding. But in years to come, with COVID-19 and all that, you will soon see there will be professional entrepreneurs there, meaning that there will be lending, P2P lending, crowdfunding and equity crowdfunding would be more popular compared to the reward-based or other form of royalty form of crowdfunding. Okay. Platform shifting from technology to community focus. It was technology based, but it is definitely already moving to community focus, right? So basically we are looking at the platform that we use, Facebook, YouTube, and many other those coming in. So the campaign would be run using YouTube and Facebook and other that we have. And now also the trend already started from domestic to international expansions of platforms. I've shown you a few platforms which are based in UK and Europe, but US, but available for whole world, right? Anybody can draw money from there. But more and more platforms will be established, and it is going to be expanded from domestic market to international market. Okay. And ongoing rise of equity crowdfunding, as I said, definitely there will be more crowdfunding based on equity because there will be more and more businesses looking forward to use crowdfunding. It's just a matter of knowing. It's getting popular and it will be more popular as it is projected by 2025. There'll be $90 billion be raised by using equity crowdfunding. And some special projects now, what we call niche platforms like real estate, which is in a deep trouble now. Renewable energy is getting very popular now. Sports activities, all that. Those might be the area where crowdfunding would be used for. Renewable energy, especially the area. A lot of projects are there. Those projects can use actually crowdfunding because people know that those projects will bring good money to them. So this is what I said, right? Projected size of crowdfunding in 2025 is 90 billion. That's the amount that we are looking at by equity crowdfunding. There will be front and back end consolidation of small platforms. We are saying regulatory amendments should be there so that there's no fraud or fraudulent practices available across the countries. As we know that even you and me are afraid of contributing through crowdfunding because of not having a strong regulatory framework, but soon you will see it that there will be a strong legal and regulatory framework there. Okay. Crowdfunding education will increase and move to mainstream. That's what I have been propagating for the last few years. Everywhere I go as a keynote speaker in conferences and all that, I will always promote that crowdfunding should be added in the syllabus. No business student should graduate without learning what is crowdfunding, the functions of crowdfunding, how does it work, and all that. And because of my recommendation, the Daffodil International University is running this lecture series, which I feel very excited. The Daffodil International University has taken this initiative to educate their students before graduation, one of the very important sources of finance, especially students who have entrepreneurial minds and thinking of starting up a business. Okay, so this is going to be in the mainstream. Soon is going to be in the syllabus, embedded in the business school syllabus everywhere. Definitely, it is going to be. Increasing professionalism in campaign management, definitely as it is gaining more popularity, popular. So there will be more professionalism, there will be more legal framework. The platform will be getting more efficient. The software is going to be more advanced, so more professionalism is expected. Okay, and crowdfunding campaign support and preparation industry will grow, especially with respect to equity. Meaning that if you are thinking of choosing a platform, remember before that you have pre-campaign, campaign, and post-campaign. In pre-campaign, basically you are coming out with a very good video content. Even there will be some outsourcing organization available to do that for you. They will prepare it for you. And then you have to design a very good interactive website for your company, the projects, right? So there will be company available also. There will be an industry there, basically to help you preparing, doing all that for you. Okay, running the campaign through a platform. They will guide you do that all, right? And finally, I would like to end my presentation today with this big note. I am proposing that some of you, I will expect some of you actually to create a crowdfunding platform in your country. I think those of you who are participating with me, most of your countries, no crowdfunding platform is available. Okay, and it's not something very difficult to develop. We have seen the Uber and Grab came in, and using those applications, we have our own in every country. Okay, in Malaysia we have my taxi, what was that after Grab? There was one. It's because of COVID, I've forgotten. In Bangladesh, they got Pathao and all that available there. With Food Panda, with similar sort of thing, we have a lot in my country. So you can actually started to think that you would like to create a platform. So you will charge 5 to 7% to draw money for people who would like to start the business. So you can actually now think of hiring few people who are expert in software. Tell them this is what you want. Introduce them with some of the platforms available. They can develop the platform everywhere, and you can earn a lot of money. You can be a millionaire or billionaire just coming with the platform. It's like online platform that you see. Facebook, he became billionaire, right? YouTube, Google, whoever came first, they become billionaire in a very short time. So those of you who are participating, majority of you are from Malaysia and Bangladesh. And I'm not very sure how many other countries are there. I'm very sure there are many students from many other countries. But look at your country, whether there is any crowdfunding platform available. It's not there. It is an opportunity for you. You can actually come out with a platform, introduce it in your market. Whatever legal procedures you have to follow up. And then you develop a platform, and you can be a billionaire, inshallah. Okay. With this note, I would like to end my presentation today, and I really hope that this presentation sheds some light on the concept of crowdfunding, the functions of crowdfunding, how does crowdfunding works, and whether you and me, people like us, can use crowdfunding or not. All sort of things I have tried my best to cover, and I hope that really is really going to be helpful. And I express my gratitude to all of you, those of you who are participating now. And before I pass the mic to Brother Siddiq, those of you who are participating, please subscribe the channel, so that at the channel under the video you will have this link of the link of feedback form would be available. So you will have to fill up the feedback form so that you can get the e-cert. Brother Siddiq will prepare the e-certificate and will be given to you. Okay, so e-certificate will be ready for you. Make sure you fill up the the feedback form. Okay, and if you cannot fill back, it's now there on the screen. You can see now the feedback form link is given. You cannot click and fill up now, but once the session is ended, you can click. Okay, so we'll keep it there for 2 to 3 hours. After 3 hours, we'll close it. After 3 hours, we'll close it. So you have to make sure you fill in the feedback form. If you do not fill in, you will not get the e-certificate. All right. So with that, also let me also tell you there'll be another session with Brother Siddiq on fintech, financial technology. Would be another very exciting topic, and we'll do it after 2 weeks. So with that, in notes, I pass the program to Brother Siddiq. Brother Siddiq, you have to switch on your microphone when you start talking. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for sharing your expert knowledge with us. First of all, I would like to say
your microphone is off. Your microphone is off. Please switch on your microphone. Unmute the microphone.
I have done. I have done already. Can you hear me, sir?
Mute the microphone, please.
I did unmute.
No. Please click on the microphone sign.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We cannot hear you somehow. Okay. Fine. Okay. Continue, please.
Can you hear me now, please? Yes. So thank you very much. It's a new topic, and Obviously, it's a big thanks to you to share your expert knowledge with us. And I would like to give thanks to all of our audience because they have sacrificed their personal time and shared the moment with us. We have, I have seen only 60 or 70 response so far out of nearly 500 of respondents we have received. And I can found a large number of students and professionals from Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, Pakistan, Philippines, Uganda, Nepal, Oman, Indonesia, Belgium, Nigeria, and Iraq join with us so far today. So again, it's a very successful session. And I would like to request and invite the audience at this moment who with us currently. We will come back to a new session in next 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. And those who have successfully filled the response feedback form and we received a proper response, unless your name is misspelled or the email address been incorrectly placed, we will send you the certificate within next 14 days. So just be patient. We need to go through and check one by one. If it's a wrongly filled, we will try to contact with you unless you come back. So I would like to request all my audience to follow the channel, what Professor Dr. Slamin already informed, and subscribe the channel and go through more details. And hopefully this session will be available in some days to the same channel. I would like to thank Mr. Rupam with us to support us and give us feedback and his prompt support to make this session successful. And I hope you all enjoy this session and receive enough information to start thinking a new idea or go for the new experience, something new. Sir, thank you very much to share your valuable time, your expert knowledge with us. And obviously, we will welcome you and we will run another session in next
stay on with it. Basically, we are sorry, it's a YouTube live session, so we can't really take the questions, but I don't think also you got many questions there looking at the chat box. Yeah, so yes. we end the broadcast on live.
Yes.
Brother Siddiq still can stay on. Stay on. All right, thank you very much.
All right, so we will stay for a few more questions. Please, audience, I would like to request you to share the question if you like to ask.
Okay. I think they don't really have. Yeah, brother.
I have one question. Earlier, I found one of the audience is asking, what are the risk and tax benefit from this issue, from crowdfunding?
Yeah, when you talk about the risks, basically there's no risk in it because the crowdfunding platform who takes the responsibility. So it's all about you. If you develop a very good content, good video, and good website, the chances are very high that you are going to raise the fund. Okay. When it comes to tax, if you are running a business and you're making money, definitely it depends on your country. The tax rate that you have, it will be applied there. Okay. For raising fund, there is no tax on it because you are raising for business. Once you start running the business and you start making money, then only you'll be asked that you'll be taxed based on your country. Okay. I think it's a new topic. So yeah, I think
I have a one question. I have a one question to you. How entrepreneurs actually can use this crowdfunding to how potential it is chance for them to receive the fund if they have a great or brilliant idea? What are the chances?
I think the chances are very high. Looking at the data given by Kickstarts and Indiegogo, those are the very popular platforms available in the world now. Success rate is more than 70%. Okay, so it depends on the kind of idea that you have. If you have a brilliant idea, research, project idea, product idea, and then you have very good content developed, the video that one we are recommending, using a very good model, to promote your campaign. And then you develop a very good website, which is interactive and you are very responsive, then the chances are very high, definitely, that you will end up getting the money that you like to raise.
Sir, I can see there is a question in the chat box. Mr. Ed Harris asking, thank you very much. Sir, do you have any advice as to how one can start their own crowdfunding platform in their country? What does one need to focus on and analyze?
I think during my presentation, I mentioned that you should engage a software engineer, somebody who can develop the platform for you. So you have to introduce some platforms available to the person, and they may have a team, and they will help you to develop the platform. Okay. At the same time, you have to also contact with the appropriate authority of your country, whether you are allowed to launch a crowdfunding platform in your country or not. So you have to go through legal platform. Okay. So because it is very well regulated under the legal framework. Okay. So it is very safe investment. That's why. Okay, so
dear audience, please, if you have any question, you can drop in the chat box, or you can ask to the professor. He might have answer for you at this moment straight away.
You can put the link here, this StreamYard link on the screen if they want to join. What we are going to do now, we will give you the StreamYard link, so you can join us on the screen if you want to, in case if you have a question. Okay, so we will run the StreamYard link, would be there. Anyone who would like to join us live on the screen, you can just click on, is there, you can see on the comment box, HTTP, that StreamYard dot, it is there. So you can, Brother Masu, can you put it on the screen? Can you put it on the screen, please? You can just highlight.
Yes, sir.
Can you put it on the screen? StreamYard link, yeah. Okay, you can see now there, right? You cannot click and get in. You have to type that link. Then you can join us on the screen. If anyone would like to come on the screen and ask question, you are most welcome. Okay, someone, Mohammed Kamruz Zaman, but the device is not connected. Somehow, Brother Mansu, can you click on the middle to let him join? Mohammed Kamruz Zaman, oh, he's out already. Okay, you have to look at, if anybody comes in, you have to click on the middle, then he can join us. You can still join us now, it's open. If you want to join us on the screen, you can join us on the screen. If you would like to ask any question, please. It's still open for you, in case, if you want to join us. I think if not, then Brother Siddiq, I pass it to you. We conclude the session, right? So
Yes, sir.
I end the broadcast. So thank you very much, all the participants, and hope to see you in 2 weeks' time. And this coming Wednesday, I have another webinar. Will be live in my YouTube channel. The title is Nuts and Bolts of Theoretical Framework. Those of you like to join me on Thursday, this coming Wednesday, Malaysian time at 3 p.m. So in Bangladesh, it should be 1 p.m. And then coming Saturday, there will be a mega international webinar. This one only for PhD students. The title is Common Question Raised During the Final Viva Voce Sessions. So it's going to be organized by 8 universities together. So those of you are interested, especially those of you are doing PhD or beginning or thinking of doing PhD, you should be joining that session, all right? So again, thank you very much, and see you again, inshallah. Salam.